ओम साई राम सभी भक्तों को मेरा प्रणाम सब पर बाबा की कृपा बनी रहे. So today in this video we will be describing beautiful tales from chapter 31 of Shri Sai Satcharitra, and these are of the two beautiful people and exquisitely mentioning the fact that they really loved Baba and Baba really loved them. We are going to state the beautiful two stories, short stories. So the very first story is of the Tatyasaheb Noolkar and the second story is of Megha. I would definitely make a separate video on the full story of Megha, but here in this video we will be describing some part of the story and from the part how Megha took his last breath. We'll be explaining here, but the whole story will surely be depicted in another video. So starting with the Tatyasaheb Noolkar story. So Hemadpant gives no particulars regarding Tatyasaheb Noolkar, except the bare mention of the fact that he gave up his host in Shirdi. A brief summary on this account that appeared in the Sai Leela magazine is given above and here. So, Tatyasaheb was a sub-judge at Pandapur in 1909 when Nana Sahib Chandorkar was Mamaltadar there. Both met often and exchanged talks. Tatyasaheb did not believe in saints while Nana Sahib loved them. Nana Sahib often told him that the feelings and the leelas of Baba and pressed him to go to Shirdi and see Sai Baba. So, he finally agreed to go to Shirdi on two conditions. That is, he first get a Brahmin cook and second he must get good Nagpur oranges for the presentation. So, a Brahmin came to Nana Sahib for service and he was sent to Tatyasaheb, and a fruit parcel containing 100 beautiful oranges was received by Tatyasaheb, the consignor being not known. So till here we saw that Tatyasaheb was ready on two conditions, but all of these things were available to him, but who sent those things were not known. As the conditions were fulfilled, Tatyasaheb had to go to Shirdi. At first, Baba was much enraged with him because of the fact that he wanted a Brahmin cook and that some of the conditions. But by Tatyasaheb got such experiences that he was convinced that Baba was God incarnate. So he was enamored of Baba and stayed there till his death. As his end was approaching, sacred literature was read out to him, and the last hour, Baba's Padatirtha was brought and given to him for drinking. Baba, on hearing of his death, said, "O Tatya, went ahead of us, he won't be reborn." So this was a very short story with a very beautiful motive and a moral, that he first disbelieved in Baba, and when Baba showed him the real path, right path for salvation, for moksha, he was really believed that Baba was God incarnate, and he said that Tatya will not be reborn again. So the very first statements which I mentioned was he didn't saw a ghost, but he met a guest. That was a minor error which is mentioned in the Shri Sai Satcharitra as well. So my apologies for that. The second story, which is of the Megha, which is the story of Megha, which is definitely being described in the chapter 28 of Shri Sai Satcharitra, and the beautiful, fully long story will soon come to our channel, but for that you need to subscribe and like our videos. So a very short story will be depicted here, when Megha died, all the villagers followed the funeral process, but Baba also accompanied them and showered flowers on Megha's body. After the obsequies were performed, tears flowed from Baba's eyes, and like an ordinary mortal, Baba showed himself overcome with grief and sorrow. Then, covering the body with flowers and crying like a near relation, Baba returned to the masjid. Many saints have been saying this Satgati to a man, giving this Satgati to the men, but Baba's greatness was unique and is unique. Even a cruel animal like a tiger came to Baba's feet for being saved. So it is in this story which is being narrated now. So this was a short story how Megha got his last funeral procession by Baba, and also a beautiful story of tiger which is mentioned in the same chapter will be depicted here, as it contains some part of the Megha as well. So Megha mentions of a beautiful story of tiger which I am going to share with you all now. 7 days before Baba passed away, a wonderful incident occurred at Shirdi. There came a country cart and stopped in the front of the masjid. A tiger was on the cart, fastened with iron chains, with its fierce face turned to the rear. It was suffering from some pain or agony. Its keepers, 3 dervishes, were taking it from place to place for extracting money by exhibiting it. It was the means of their subsistence. They tried all sort of remedies to cure it from the malady it was suffering from, but all was in vain. They heard of Baba's fame and came to him with the animal. They got it down the chains in their hands and made it stand at the door. It was naturally fierce, besides disease-ridden, so it was restless. The people began to look at it with fear and amazement. The dervishes went it, told Baba everything about the animal, and with his consent brought it back before him. As it approached the steps, it was taken aback on account of the lustre of Baba and hung his head down. When both saw each other, it got on the step and looked at Baba with affection. Immediately, it moved the tuft of his tail and dashed it thrice against the ground and then fell down senseless. On seeing it dead, the dervishes were much dejected, full of sorrow, but on mature thought they came to their senses. They considered that as the animal was deceased and nearing its end, it was very meritorious that on his part that he was able to meet its death at the feet of the Lord, at the feet of Sai Baba and in the presence of Baba. It was their debtor, and when the debt was paid off, it was free and met its end at Sai's feet. When any creatures bow down their heads at Sai's and saints' feet and meet death, they are saved, and unless they have got a good store of merit on their account, how could they get such a happy end? Bow to Shri Sai, peace be to all. So I replied again and again and repeated again and again beautiful tales of Sai Baba on our channel. The story of beautiful Megha, Tatyasaheb, Noolkar and the tiger was very fascinating, and I'm sure that you all guys like it. So I may be sometimes not reciting in the proper way, but I hope that I'll improve, as Baba's blessings are always there on me and all of you. So please subscribe to our channel. I hope you like the video. Share, comment as well. Om Sai Ram.